Hi students, welcome to Tirumala Vizag. Today we will be starting the topic sequences and series. Of course, in lower classes you learned about arithmetic progression, I think. Of course, anyhow, we will start with the basics of this topic, sequences and series. Okay, we will start. Listen here. First, we will see what is a sequence. A sequence is a set of terms or set of numbers arranged in a definite order by some definite rule or according to some definite rule is called a sequence. See here. A sequence is a set of terms or numbers arranged in a definite order according to some definite rule. It is called a sequence. Suppose if I take A1, A2, A3 and so on, An and so on, these are the terms of a sequence, then that sequence is denoted by, just I will write A1, A2 and so on An, or even sometimes that sequence can also be denoted by set An, where n is a natural number, I can say. That is n equal to 1 means A1 first term of this sequence, A2 second term of this sequence, A3 third term of this sequence and so on. In general, no, this An is called general term of that sequence or nth term of that sequence. For example, if I take 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on, you see these are the terms arranged in a definite order. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. Therefore, we can say it is a sequence. Or if I take 3, 3 square, 3 cube, 3 power 4 and so on, yes, here also these terms are arranged in a definite order, therefore I can say it is a sequence. Or 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square and so on means, yes, we can say these are arranged in a definite order, therefore we can say all these are the sequences. Therefore, you see, a sequence means is a set of terms or numbers arranged in a definite order according to some definite rule. Because sequence is a set of numbers arranged in a definite order, we can say exactly, no, this sequence means it is a function whose domain is natural numbers and whose range is a subset of real numbers. Here it is real sequence. Suppose if range is subset of complex numbers means we can say it is a complex sequence. Here in this topic we are going to discuss only real sequences. See here, you might be having a little idea about a function. Suppose f is a function, if I write it is from a to b means what is the meaning here? A is the domain of this and b is the codomain of this. Means y equal to f of x any function if you take. Domain means values where this function is defined. And when you substitute these domain values, you will get some values, that is nothing but range. Now, these sequences are of two types. One is a finite sequence and the second one is infinite sequence. Finite sequence means a sequence which contains a finite number of terms. Means suppose if I take 1 square, 2 square, 3 square and so on n square, where n belong to set of 1, 2, 3 and so on 10 if I give. Yes, n square only, but n restricted till 10 only. Therefore, I can say it has only 10 terms. Therefore, it is a finite sequence. And infinite sequence means a sequence which contains infinite number of terms. That is, if I write same sequence as 1 square, 2 square, 3 square and n square, where n belong to capital N if I give, I can say it is an infinite sequence. Now, okay, it is what a sequence. Therefore, sequence is set of terms arranged in a definite order according to some definite rule. And it is a function whose domain is natural numbers and range is a subset of real numbers. These are of two types. One is a finite sequence and second one is infinite sequence. Finite sequence means which contains finite number of terms. Infinite means it contains infinite number of terms. Now we will see what is a series. Suppose if I take a1, a2, a3 and so on, an and so on is a sequence, or these are the terms of a sequence, then sum of these terms a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus and so on plus an plus and so on, this expression is called a series. Therefore, series is nothing but sum of the terms of a sequence. It is called a series. But you see, it is not necessary that always the terms of the sequence are described by an explicit formula for its nth term. Sometimes it may not be possible to express that nth term as a formula. Suppose if I take my nth term of this sequence is nth prime number if I take. Nth prime number if I take. See here, of course set of prime numbers is a sequence only. But if I write set of prime numbers is a sequence means verbally I can say that set may contain S prime numbers means it is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. But terms of this sequence whose nth term if I take an, I may not write formula for this one. That is explicitly we cannot describe nth term by using a formula. The sequences which follow some patterns, that is, it is not following any pattern here. Here 2, 3, following a pattern means if you are able to, predict the next term by using some formula means we can say that is a pattern. Therefore, sequences which follow some patterns are called progressions. Sequences which follow some pattern are called progressions. Therefore, sequences which follow some patterns are called progressions. Here we are going to discuss progressions. First one, arithmetic progression. Second, geometric progression. Third, harmonic progression. Fourth, arithmetic, geometric progression. It is what? Arithmetic progression AP, and it is geometric progression GP, and harmonic progression HP. Arithmetic geometric progression is AGP. And next, some miscellaneous progressions. These are the progressions which we are going to discuss in this topic. One by one we will see. First, we will start with arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. A sequence, suppose if I take A1, comma, A2, comma, A3 and so on, AN, comma and so on. I mean terms of that sequence. This sequence is said to be in arithmetic progression if difference between any two consecutive terms is same. That is A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3 and so on is equal to AN minus 1 and so on. It is equal to constant. You observe this. A sequence A1, comma, A2 and so on, AN and so on is said to be in arithmetic progression if difference between any two consecutive terms is same. That is, difference between any two consecutive means if I take second minus first or third minus second or fourth minus third and so on, nth minus n minus 1th term, all these are same, and if I take that is equal to constant, and if I denote it with D, now this sequence is called an arithmetic progression, and here A1 is called first term of this progression AP, and D is called common difference of this AP, where A1 is the first term of this arithmetic progression and D is called the common difference of this series. Now you see, generally, suppose if I take first term of this series, first term of this sequence A and common difference D if I take, then this arithmetic progression is given by A a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, a plus 4d and so on. If a is the first term and d is the common difference, then this arithmetic progression can be taken as or is of the form a, second term means a plus d, third term a plus 2d, fourth term a plus 3d and so on. This is the general form of arithmetic progression with first term a and common difference is d. Now we will see how to find the general term of this progression, that is AP, and also how to find sum to n terms of this progression. Now, general term or nth term of an AP. Suppose if I take A is the first term and D is the common difference, then this AP can be written as A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D and so on. Observe this. First term is A. That is, if I denote terms of this sequence as T1, T2, T3 and so on, what is T1 here? T1 is equal to A. What is T2 here? You observe T2 is equal to A plus D. And what is T3 here? You see third term is A plus 2D. And what is the fourth term? It is A plus 3D and so on. What is the general term or nth term? From this you can observe first term, second term D, third term A plus 2D, fourth means A plus 3D and so on. Therefore, nth term of the form is given by A plus n minus 1 into D. Nth term is given by A plus n minus 1 into D. Now, if you take n equal to 1 means you will get A. N equal to 2 means you will get A plus D, n equal to 3 means you will get A plus 2D, n equal to 4 means A plus 3D and so on. Therefore, general term or nth term of this AP whose first term is A and common difference is D is given by this. So, if you know first term and common difference of that AP, you can write general term or nth term of that AP. Suppose if I give 1, 5, 9 and so on, if it is an AP, then you are asked to find nth term. What is the nth term means? First find first term, A is equal to 1. What is the common difference is equal to 4. Therefore, nth term of this is given by A plus n minus 1 into D. What is A here? It is 1 plus n minus 1 into common difference, second term minus first term or third term minus second term. What is D here? It is equal to 4 into 4 is equal to 4n minus 3 will be the nth term. If you know nth term, you can describe complete that progression. N equal to 1 means 4 minus 3 equal to 1. N equal to 2 means 8 minus 3 equal to 5. N equal to 3 means 12 minus 3 equal to 9 and so on you can write. So, if you know first term and common difference, you can write nth term as A plus n minus 1 into D. It is the nth term or general term of this arithmetic progression. Now, we will see how to find the sum of n terms of this arithmetic progression. We will find sum of first n terms of an AP. Listen. I will take A is the first term and D is the common difference of this AP. Then this sequence is nothing but A comma A plus D comma A plus 2D and so on. N terms means nth term is nothing but A plus n minus 1 into D. And general, sum of first n terms is denoted by Sn. Sn is equal to sum of all these, that is a plus d plus a plus 2d plus and so on plus a plus n minus 2 into d plus a plus n minus 1 into d I can write. This sum I want to calculate this one. Listen here. Again same Sn only I will write. But of course here T1 plus T2 plus T3 and so on Tn minus 1 plus Tn. I will write the sum in reverse order. In reverse order means I will start with a plus n minus 1 into d here plus a plus n minus 2 into d here plus third term from the end means it is a plus n minus 3 into d plus and so on plus a plus d plus a I will write. Yes, here it is like T1 plus T2 plus T3 and so on Tn. Now same Sn only I have written same sequence in reverse order S Tn plus Tn minus 1 plus Tn minus 2 and so on T1. Now I will add these two sequences, I will add these two times of Sn equal to Sn plus Sn. Observe this. If I add corresponding terms, first term here, what I will get? A plus a 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And again, addition of these two terms, a plus d plus a plus n minus 2 into d, a plus a 2a plus, if I take a d common, n minus 2 plus 1, n minus 1 only into d plus third term in the first expression and third term in the second one, if I take a plus a, again it is 2a plus, if I take a d common, 2 plus n minus 3, that is n minus 1 into d plus and so on plus again last term first sequence and last term in the second one, if I take a plus n minus 1 into d plus a, it is again 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Observe this. First term of Sn and first term of second one I have taken. Similarly, second term, third term and so on, nth term and nth term I have added. So now here how many brackets are there? N brackets are there because these two will give one term, these two will give one term and so on. Therefore, and observe that this term in each bracket is same only, that is 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to how many brackets are there? N brackets are there, n times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d I can write. It is 2 times of Sn, I want Sn. Sn is equal to n by 2 times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d is the formula to find sum of first n terms of this AP. Simple only. I have written first T1 plus T2 and so on Tn. Again I have written same Sn only, Tn plus Tn minus 1 and so on T1 reverse order. I have added corresponding terms, first term, second term and so on. I have observed that this addition of corresponding terms all are equal only. And how many such terms are there? N terms are there. Therefore, n times of that term. Therefore, Sn is equal to, if I take addition means 2 Sn I got, Sn equal to n by 2 times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Of course, you observe here, this Sn is equal to n by 2 into, I will write 2a plus n minus 1 into d can be written as a plus n minus 1 into d. This 2a I wrote it as a plus n minus 1 into d. is equal to n by 2 times of a plus, what is a plus n minus 1 into d? Nth term. We know that is Tn. Of course, if I denote a as first term T1, then this can also be written as n by 2 into T1 plus Tn. Therefore, sum of n terms of an AP is equal to n by 2 times of first term plus last term, we can write it. So, we have completed how to find nth term of AP and sum of first n terms of AP. In an AP, sometimes it may be required to find mth term or a required term from the end. Now, we have seen how to find nth term from the beginning it is. Suppose if I want to find mth term from the end, how to find we will see. Definitely will be useful here. Let me take that sequence as A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, because n terms are there, A plus n minus 1 into D I will take. It is the first term, it is the second term, it is the third term, it is the fourth term, and it is the nth term. It is what? Tn. A plus n minus 1 into D. Now, I am interested in finding mth term from the end. Look here. That same sequence I will write it as A plus n minus 1 into D, A plus n minus 2 into D, and so on A plus D comma A. I have written by taking that nth term as first term here. So, mth term from the end means mth term from the beginning of this one only. Therefore, now for this one, I will take first term T1 as A plus n minus 1 into D. Observe this. And what is the common difference? Common difference means second term minus first term I will take. Second term minus first term means A plus n minus 2 into D minus of A plus n minus 1 into D. You can easily observe that it is minus D. Nd minus Nd cancel, minus 2D plus D equal to minus D. Therefore, our first term is A plus n minus 1 into D and common difference is minus D. Here we want mth term. Now we will see Tm is equal to A means first term. I am using T1 for first term because A already here we have used, plus m minus 1 into I will write common difference into D. It is the formula to find any term. Nth term means A plus n minus 1. First term plus n minus 1 into common difference. It is equal to what is a T1 here? Our T1 is A plus n minus 1 into D plus m minus 1 into common difference of this sequence is minus D is equal to A plus, if I take a D common, n minus 1 minus m plus 1 into D, it is equal to A plus n minus m, observe this, n minus m, plus 1 minus 1 into D I am writing, plus 1 minus 1. Observe, is it in the form A plus some, fixed value if you take, A plus P minus 1 into D only. If it is A plus P minus 1 into D means it is a Pth term of this sequence. Therefore, in place of P I have n minus m plus 1. Therefore, I can say it is n minus m plus 1th term of this sequence. But actually what is this? Mth term of this sequence means mth term from the end of this, which is equal to n minus m plus 1th term of this sequence. That is equal to n minus m plus 1th term from beginning. That is n minus m plus 1th term from beginning. Therefore, in an AP, if I want mth term from the end, therefore I will write mth term from the end is equal to n minus m plus 1th term from the beginning. N minus m plus 1th term from the beginning. So please make a note of this. Mth term from end is equal to n minus m plus 1th term from the beginning. For example, suppose if I take 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 if I take. I want third term from end. I want third term from end, which is equal to total how many terms are there? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms are there. Therefore, here I can write n equal to 8. And which term from the end I want? Third term. Therefore, our m is equal to 3. Therefore, from the beginning it is n minus m plus 1th term, that is 8 minus 3 plus 1th term from beginning or from start. 8 minus 3 means 5, 5 plus 1 means it is 6th term of that sequence only. Check it. Third term from the end means 1, 2, 3, it is 11 only. 6th term from the beginning means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes 11 only. That is the meaning of that. Therefore, remember this, definitely will be useful. Mth term from the end of an AP is equal to n minus m plus 1th term from the beginning. That is the point. Now you see two simple problems, how to find nth term and mth term from the end. Find a 10th term of 2, 6, 10, 14 and so on. What is the first term? A is equal to 2. Of course, you can observe that it is an AP because second term minus first term, third term minus second term, all are equal. And what is the common difference? Is equal to 6 minus 2 equal to 4. Therefore, nth term is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. I want 10th term. A means 2, 10 minus 1, 9 into d is 4. It is 2 plus 36 is equal to 38. Right. Now, find the third term from the end of this one. To find mth term, we know from mth term from end is equal to n minus m plus 1th term from the beginning. Here they have given 4, 11, 18, 25 and so on 158. First we must know how many terms are there. Now let us see. What is a Tn? First we will find how many terms are there in that sequence. A plus n minus 1 into d. What is a Tn? Tn is 158. A first term is 4. What is the common difference? 11 minus 4 is equal to 7. See here. For this sequence, A is equal to 4 and common difference D is equal to 7. I am trying to find n value first. Therefore, here n minus 1 into 7 is equal to 158 minus 4, 154, or n minus 1 is equal to 7 2 times 14, 7 2 times, therefore n equal to 23, 22 plus 1, 23. Now I know n value. Third term from the end means our m is this 3 only, therefore third term from end is equal to n minus m plus 1. n is 23 minus m is 3 plus 1th term from the beginning. It is 23 minus 3 means 20, 21st term. Therefore, 21st term from the beginning, that 21st term is T21 is equal to a plus n minus 1 means 20 into d. What is a here? A is 4 plus 20 into what is the difference? Common difference is 7. It is 140 plus 4. It is what? 144. Therefore, 144 is the third term from the end. 158 next term means 144. Hope you understood this one. Before going to do problems on this arithmetic progression, first we will see some properties of this arithmetic progression. Listen carefully. First one, whenever a comma b comma c are in AP, if I take that is arithmetic progression, then always we know second term minus first term is equal to third term minus second term, or that implies 2b is equal to a plus c, or therefore b is equal to a plus c by 2. That is the first. Whenever a comma b comma c are in AP, then second term minus first term is equal to third term minus second term, that is 2b equal to a plus c. Whenever 3 terms are there, sum of these two is equal to 2 times of 2. It is equal to a plus c. It is the first property. Second point, suppose if I take a1 comma a2 comma a3 and so on an are in AP. Of course, with the common difference, let it be d. If each term is added by a fixed constant k or subtracted by a fixed constant k, then the resulting sequence is there, no? Still that will be in AP, whose common difference is same as that of this sequence. That is, if I take a1 plus k, comma a2 plus k, comma a3 plus k, and so on an plus k if I take, it is also in AP, whose common difference is same as that of original AP. If I take a2 plus k minus of a1 plus k, a2 minus a1, a2 minus a1 same. Even if I take difference between these two, same only. Or even if I take difference, a1 minus k, comma a2 minus k, comma a3 minus k, and so on an minus k if I take, it is also an AP only, whose common difference is same as that of original sequence only. So it is the first, second point. Third point, if you multiply all the terms of that sequence with a non-zero fixed number, with non-zero constant, then the resulting sequence still in AP only, whose common difference is multiplied by that non-zero constant. Suppose if it is an AP, same sequence only I am taking. Now if I take KA1, comma KA2, comma KA3 and so on KAN if I take, it is also an AP only, where K not equal to 0 I am taking, and whose common difference is equal to k times of original sequence, this sequence. That is k times of a2 minus a1 only if I take difference. If I take difference, k times of a3 minus a2 only. Therefore, A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2 and so on. Common difference only, that is equal to D, therefore K times of. Therefore, you see here, if each term of that original sequence, arithmetic progression only I have taken, is multiplied by a non-zero constant K, then the resulting sequence is also an AP whose common difference is K times of that D. Or even if I divide it with this, A1 by K, comma A2 by K, comma A3 by K, and so on AN by K, it is also an AP only whose common difference is D by K. I will take where K not equal to 0 I will get. Where K not equal to 0 if I take, it is also an AP only. Next property you see, A1, comma A2, comma A3 and so on AN are in AP. It is an AP arithmetic progression. If I raise each term of this AP to a fixed power, suppose if I take A1 whole power R, A2 whole power R, A3 whole power R and so on AN whole power R, then these terms will not form an AP. It is not an arithmetic progression. Of course, if I take R equal to 0 and R equal to 1, obviously it will be an AP only. R equal to 0 means what you will get? R equal to 0 means 1 comma, anything power 0, no? 1 comma, 1 comma, 1 comma and so on, 1 only you will get. Clearly 1, 1, 1, 1 means that is AP only with the first term 1, common difference 0 you will get there. And if I take R equal to 1 means what you will get? A1 comma, A2 comma, A3 and so on means this original sequence only will get clearly in AP. I mean A1 whole power R, A2 whole power R, A3 whole power R, AN whole power R, except for R equal to 0 and R equal to 1, those terms will not form an AP. Here one very important property, this property. If I take A1 comma, A2 comma, A3 and so on, AN minus 1 comma, AN is a finite AP. In a finite AP, sum of the terms equidistant from beginning and end are equal and is equal to sum of the first term and last term. That is, what is the meaning here you see? Sum of the terms equidistant from the beginning and end means, if I take A2, it is a second term from the beginning and the second term from the end means AN minus 1, that is sum of these two is equal to, if I take A3 means third term from the beginning, here third term from the beginning means AN minus 2, that is A3 plus AN minus 2 and so on is equal to sum of the first term and last term, that is A1 plus AN you will get for any finite sequence. Of course, if they are in AP. For example, if I take 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9 comma 11 if I take, listen here. Sum of the terms equidistant from beginning and end, that is first term and last term, what is the sum here? 1 plus 11, 12. Here what you will get? Second term from the beginning, second term from the end, 3 plus 9, 12. And third term from the beginning, third term from the end means what it is equal to? It is 12 only. All these are equal and equal to sum of the first term and last term you will get. Of course, here you observe, I have taken number of terms even, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. If I take 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 only, what will happen you see here? Or 9, comma 11, comma 13 if I take, what will happen you see here? Here first term and last term means 1 plus 13 equal to 14. Here second term and here second term means 3 plus 11 equal to 14 only. Here third term from the beginning and third term from the end means 5 plus 9 also 14. And here one term left over. If we add that term to that term itself, you will get 7 plus 7 is equal to 14 only. Therefore, when number of terms is equal to odd means middle term, only one middle term you will get. That term should be added to that term to get that sum of first term and last term. If total number of terms even means 1 plus 11 is equal to 3 plus 9 is equal to 5 plus 7 only you will get. Therefore, this is very important property. One should remember this one always. So, what is this property? Sum of the terms equidistant from the beginning and end are equal and is equal to sum of the first term and the last term. That is a2 plus an minus 1 equal to a3 plus an minus 2 and so on equal to a1 plus an. We'll move to the next point. Observe this point. If I take a1 comma a2 comma a3 and so on an is 1 AP or first AP. With the first term a1 only, common difference I will take it as d1. And next b1 comma b2 comma b3 and so on bn is another AP, second AP. First term b1 and common difference I will take d2. Common difference d2 I will take. Now, if I take addition of corresponding terms a1 plus b1, comma a2 plus b2, comma a3 plus b3 and so on an plus bn if I take. Yes, now this sequence is also an AP only. See here, what is the difference here? Second term minus the first term. a2 plus b2 minus of a1 plus b1, I can write it as a2 minus a1 plus b2 minus b1. What is a2 minus a1? It is a common difference of first AP, it is a d1 and b2 minus b1 is for second a1. Yes, any two terms difference if I take. Now if I take this minus this means a3 minus a2 plus b3 minus b2, d1 plus d2 only you will get. Therefore, if you take any two arithmetic progressions, a1, a2 and so on, an, one AP with common difference d1 and it is another AP with common difference d2, then addition of these two, that is corresponding terms a1 plus b1, a2 plus b2, a3 plus b3 and so on, an plus bn is also an AP whose common difference is equal to sum of the common differences of these two, that is d1 plus d2. And one more point you see here, it is second one. If I take a1 minus b1, comma a2 minus b2, comma a3 minus b3 and so on an minus bn if I take, it is also an AP only. And what is the common difference you see? I will take second term minus first term, a2 minus b2 minus of a1 minus b1 is equal to a2 minus a1 minus of b2 minus b1 you will get. It is equal to d1 minus d2 is the common difference. Even you take these two also same thing you will get. a3 minus a2 minus of b3 minus b2. If I take this difference, a3 minus b3 minus of a2 minus b2 is equal to a3 minus a2 minus of b3 minus b2, because minus b3 plus b2. What is this one? Common difference of this AP only a3 minus a2, it is a d1 minus d2 you will get. Therefore, either you take addition or subtraction, then the resulting, here it is an AP with common difference d1 plus d2 and this is an AP with common difference d1 minus d2. Now, next third point in this one you see, it is an AP with common difference d1 and it is an AP with common difference d2 I am taking. If I multiply corresponding terms a1 b1, a2 b2, a3 b3 and so on an into bn. Observe this. If d1 equal to 0, What is the meaning? Common difference of this AP equal to 0 means all terms will become same. All terms will become same means common difference 0. Common difference D1 equal to 0 means all terms means some fixed number. Okay. And even if D2 not equal to 0, then I can say A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3 and so on means it will become K times of B1, K times of B2, K times of B3 and so on, K times of Bn. It is clearly an AP only. Observe this carefully. If D1 equal to 0. Same thing will happen if D2 equal to 0. It is if D1 equal to 0. If D2 equal to 0, D2 equal to 0 means that all the terms will be, same only. If I take that B1 equal to, B2 equal to and so on equal to, if I take lambda, then A1, B1, A2, B2 and so on will become lambda A1, lambda A2 and so on lambda An. Clearly it is an also AP only. This already we have seen in the first case. But when D1 not equal to 0 and D2 not equal to 0, then clearly it is not an AP. Of course, here D1 not equal to 0 and D2 not equal to 0. Either D1 equal to 0 or D2 equal to 0, these two will, one of these two, if D1 equal to 0 means all these terms will become same means this A1 into B1, A2 into B2 and so on, An into Bn will become multiplying in an arithmetic progression of each term by a fixed non-zero constant, which is also an AP only. That is, it is an AP whose common difference is K times of that common difference of that sequence you will get in the same case. These two are the special cases. When D1 equal to 0 and D2, generally D1 equal to 0 or D2 equal to 0, we will not take cases where one of these common differences are equal to 0. But whenever D1 not equal to 0 and D2 not equal to 0, clearly A1, B1, A2, B2 and so on are not in AP. Suppose you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I take. And if I take here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here 5 terms I have taken, there also 5 terms I have taken. Here common difference equal to 1, here common difference equal to 2 I have taken. Multiply this 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 8, 3 into 6, 18, 4 into 8, 32, 5 into 10, 50. Observe, is it an AP? 8 minus 2 equal to 6. 18 minus 8 is equal to 10. These two are not same only, therefore it is not an AP only. Therefore, whenever common difference of this one not equal to 0, this one not equal to 0 means this product is not an AP. Look here, sometimes it may be required to choose, terms of an AP. What is the convenient way to choose the terms, you see? So, if I want to choose 3 terms, because 3 terms means number of terms odd, middle term will be there. That middle term I will take that it as A, because these 3 terms are in AP. Right side of this with common difference D, I will take A plus D, and before this means it will become A minus D. These are the 3 terms. Now if I want 4 terms, 4 terms means even. Even means 2 middle terms will be there. I will write those middle terms are A minus D comma A plus D. Right, and what is the common difference? You see 2D. 2D means next term will become A plus 3D, so that common difference 2D, and before this term means it will become A minus 3D, because common difference is 2D. Now if I want 5 terms, 5 terms means number of terms odd. Number of terms odd means one middle term will be there, I will write A. Therefore, it is a middle term means total 5 terms. Right side I will write 2 terms, left side I will write 2 terms. With common difference D, A plus D I will write, A plus 2D I will write. Here A minus D I will write, A minus 2D I will write. And next 6 terms means what I will do, you see? 6 means even, Therefore, you write two middle terms a minus d comma a plus d. What is the common difference of these two? 2d. 2d means total 6 terms means 2 terms I have written. Here 2 terms, here 2 terms you write with a common difference 2d. With a common difference 2d means it will be a plus 3d, it will be a plus 5d, and this side it will be a minus 3d, and it is a minus 5d. It is the way how you can choose, number of terms, so that this will be useful while doing some problems whenever if sum is required or product is required. Sum means what I will get here? If I take sum is equal to 3a directly, and product if I want, what I will get? A into a square minus d square. This one also simplified form. Instead of choosing a comma a plus d comma a plus 2d and so on, simplifications will become easy if you choose the terms of this AP in this way. Odd number means fix that middle term and write left side and right side equal number of terms. Even means write two terms, middle terms a minus d, a plus d, and right side and left side you keep on writing required number of terms, then you can write it. Any number of terms you can write it. Okay, we will move to the next concept. See here, suppose Sn if I take it is sum of n terms, it is equal to T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus and so on plus Tn minus 1 plus Tn if I take. Where T1 comma T2 and so on Tn, no, sum of all those if I take sum of first n terms of that sequence Sn. If I replace n by n minus 1, what you will get? Sum of first n minus 1 terms. S10 means sum of first 10 terms. S3 means sum of first 3 terms. Sn minus 1 means sum of first n minus 1 terms. It is a T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus and so on plus Tn minus 1. Now, if I subtract, what I will get? You see, Sn minus Sn minus 1 is equal to T1 cancel, T2 cancel and so on, Tn minus 1 cancel, it is equal to Tn. Therefore, Tn nth term of any sequence if Sn is given means Sn minus of Sn minus 1. Remember this. Tn is equal to Sn minus of Sn minus 1. So, sometimes they will give sum of n terms and you may be asked to find nth term. This Tn is equal to Sn minus 1. Hope you understood this one. And observe 2 points here. Suppose it is an AP. What is nth term? A plus n minus 1 into d. And what is sum of n terms? N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Nth term a plus n minus 1 into d means it is a linear expression in terms of n I can take, because this can be written as a minus d plus nd. A minus d means it is a constant only, d is a constant. Here only n is the variable here, n equal to 1, n equal to 2 and so on I will take. Therefore, I can take for any arithmetic progression always nth term must be linear. Of the form I can write in terms of n means it is some a plus n into d I can write, or n into, it is the nth term if I take, it is whenever if you observe or if you notice nth term is a linear expression, it is a constant, it is a constant means that must be an AP. That denotes nth term of an AP only. And sum you see n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. If you multiply, what you will get here? It is an plus n into n minus 1 into d by 2. It is a quadratic in terms of n. Therefore, whenever sum is a quadratic in terms of n means we can observe that that is sum of first n terms of NAP only. For that nth term you can find by using Sn minus of Sn minus 1. Please remember, nth term of an arithmetic progression should be linear in terms of n, and sum to n terms of that arithmetic progression is quadratic in terms of n. In this lecture we have seen what is a sequence, what is a series, what is an AP, and all basic properties, means how to find nth term, what is the nth term, and how to find sum of first n terms, that is what is Sn, and next from the end how to find required term, that is mth term from the end, and some related properties to that only arithmetic progression we have discussed. And in the next class we will be discussing some problems, important problems on this AP. And remember these progressions, that is sequences and series, very important for JEE. Every one of you must have thorough knowledge of these progressions, these sequences and series, because these properties AP, GP, HP, AGP, all those we will be using in in other topics also. Every one of you must concentrate seriously on this topic, and we need sound knowledge in this topic. It is useful for most of the topics in JEE syllabus. Application, these formulae we will be using in many chapters in JEE syllabus. Okay, in the next class we will be discussing problems and some more properties. Till then, take care. All the best. Thank you.